Well, from the business to the newspapers now, we're joined on set by Belle Lupton for the press review. Morning, Belle.
Hi there, Heather.
There's only one story dominating the papers this morning here in France, isn't there? And that's the Justice Minister's dramatic resignation. Why is this so important?
You're absolutely right. It is on the front pages of all the papers this morning. Now, it's important because Christiane Taubira's resignation isn't just about personal matters. It's not that she's decided to move on and do something else. It's a matter of principle for her. She says that it's symbolising a break with Hollande's government. She is much more on the left, and she sees Hollande's government as moving increasingly towards the right. So it's really about what this symbolises in France. Now, it's essentially, we've got the L'Humanité, the front page here, but they're saying sometimes resisting means quitting. That's the headline there. So parfois, résister, c'est partir. Taubira is saying there, quitting in order to be true to oneself, true to one's ethics, and also, interestingly, true to the law. And that's essentially her official statement. Now, L'Humanité is a communist paper, so it's hardly surprising that its view of Taubira's departure is quite a negative one. It deplores it. It says her departure shows the sheer impossibility of doing anything progressive in Hollande's government. She symbolises the Socialist Party's left or left-wing breaking up with Hollande, obviously, who's moving towards the right.
So it's clear then that her departure is significant as far as the political left is concerned. But what effect will her absence have on the government of the day?
Well, Libération, another left-leaning paper, opens here a front page with a very striking and quite poignant picture of Taubira, or cartoon rather, of Taubira leaving on her bike. That is how she left government, was on her bike. And with her, the paper says, left Hollande and Prime Minister Manuel Valls' last moderating left-wing influence. The government, says Libération, will now be able to move to the right completely unfettered, which for Libération is quite a scary prospect. Libération goes on in an editorial to say that its paper regrets her decision. It talks of her as an escapee from the government, but it wishes that she hadn't left. And in a cartoon, again in the same paper, there's an unusual, it's quite a large cartoon, but it talks about her departure causing a shift in the balance. Essentially, the balance has been upset by her departure. So we see her there holding ethics and law in her hands. The quote here is, in a government that lent increasingly to the centre, Taubira's presence served as a reminder. And then it uses, the paper uses a sailing metaphor. Standing on the left of the boat, she gave the government stability. Now that she's jumped ship, the boat threatens to overturn.
Well, from boats to bikes, really, because that is the enduring image of the day, isn't it? Taubira leaving on that bicycle. And it's going to become an iconic image, really. It's on several of the front pages.
It is. So if we go to Le Parisien's front page, we have her again on her bike. Not a cartoon this time, the actual picture, the photo for you to see, you know, complete with cycle helmet, safety first. And we've got Au revoir à la gauche, or Au revoir la gauche, rather, which is goodbye to the left. Now, for this paper, there's less regret and less melancholy at her departure. Le Parisien is a tabloid in France. She was in an untenable situation, the paper says, mostly because she was against the government's policy of stripping especially terror suspects, but people who the country no longer wanted to have their French nationality, of their citizenship. Taubira was outspoken on this subject. She said absolutely not to strip people of their nationality. But the Parisien says she represented the extreme left, and the majority of the French are happy with her decision. In fact, according to a poll that it commissioned, 75% of people are satisfied with her departure, and 65% say that she was a bad Minister of Justice.
Well, it is one poll, but she is very much a divisive figure, a lover or hater, if you will. But enough reactions from the left and the right. What about the government itself? Are the papers talking about how Hollande has taken this news?
Not officially. They're not talking about it officially, but Ranson, one of the well-known French cartoonists here, in Le Parisien, has a little cartoon there depicting Hollande and Valls as Taubira packs up her boxes to leave. And the president says, "Thank you, Christiane. Thanks to you, we've managed to push forward marriage for all being le mariage pour tous, one of